Hi and welcome to this wonderful evening and today's vlog. I just got some wine yeast home. This is a fruity white and I'm gonna collect some of the wild growing elderberry flowers and also the, well, also the wild growing, but on our property, growing elderberries here with these two bandits. Oh. Hello you, hello you. I got my basket and I am ready to go. So as you can see behind me over there, we do have a bunch of elderberry bushes and even trees on our property, and they also grow wild all over the forest. So I'm not sure about the recipe yet. I am thinking about maybe adding some spruce tip, but I haven't figured out yet. So I'm just gonna start picking them, and if I pick too many, I can always use them in cordial or syrup. Thankfully they are really blooming this year, as you can see, so even though I pick too many right now, there's still going to be a truckload of berries when fall arrives. Look at these beauties. Everything smells like elderberry right now. They have so much pollen on them. I don't know if you can see that maybe in the shadow a bit. Like, so this is gonna be awesome, I think. They're very pretty flowers, I think. They're like little stars, and then they have the little pollen carrying bits. Very pretty. And such a bountiful plant as well, giving both flowers and berries. Hey Rusk! Hey Rusk! Hi! 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 Like, do you see it? It's so full of pollen. So we do have a few different of the elderberry flowers. We have a purple one, I think a pink or purple one, and we have the normal white ones, and then we have a variety that gives extra large berries. And hello little snaky. This one lives in our rhododendron bush, and she's out every now and again and finding some toes. Oh, can I? I have got my basket of elderberries here, and I am ready to stir down the sugar and activate the yeast. But this really got me thinking about elderberry iced tea. I usually make it every year, and I think I'm gonna have to again. So I think I'm gonna pick another basket tomorrow because it is getting quite late and the mosquitoes are biting, so we'll better head inside. What are you guys doing up on the roof, huh? What are you doing? I have figured out my recipe here. Unfortunately, I didn't have any oranges on hand, but I will get some tomorrow. So I'm gonna put all of the elderberry flowers in my bucket here, and then I have a few of these demijohns, I think they're called, around my kitchen. They're hanging from the ceiling, and I thought that I could make them more useful if I got a cork with a hole in it. So I can put one of these in there so it can make a little, well, it can yeast in the demijohn as well, because there's quite a few liters in this. So I'm gonna put the spruce tips in this one, and it is gonna juice for a few days before I add some of the juiced flowers from this one over to this one. So I'm gonna make a elderberry flower, spruce tip infused wine in this one, and then just an elderberry flower wine with oranges in this one. Of course, this is gonna have some oranges too because I'm getting water from that one. But that is what I'm gonna do. I love that you can like mix and match all of these wine recipes, and you can use whatever you would like to make it a little more zesty, as long as you don't use the shells of the citrus fruits themselves. Then I also got my wine home yesterday. I showed you this before. This is the fruity white, yeah. And it has a bubble inside it that will activate the yeast. I'm guessing it's a little sugar package in there that you find, you locate it, there it is, and then you would just smack it. So you would crack it open inside and then let it yeast for, let me see, at least 3 hours on 21 degrees Celsius. And then after that you add it to the water, and then you can really just, you can let it ferment however far you want it to go. You can make a really strong wine and just keep adding sugar as you go, or you can make a very timid wine with not a lot of alcohol in it. You can also make champagne or sparkling wine, or you can do a whole bunch of stuff with this. So I find this process to be very awesome because you can do so much with this. So I thoroughly enjoy making wines, and I look forward to seeing how this will turn out, because this is the first time I'm making elderberry flower wine. That is about 3 kilos of sugar, and now I just have to dissolve all of it, and then I will pour it over the flowers. Dumping all the flowers in it. Here we go. Gonna make a nice thick bouquet from this. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's a lot of flowers. Oh yeah, very nice. So I'm just gonna put a lid on it, and then I think tomorrow evening we're gonna put the yeast that we bought in it and then just let it take off.
De bara more! Nip, 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 nip. Alltså vad gör ni? Stupid bird.
Good morning. I was on my way down to milk the goats, and I saw that there was a lot of rose petals on our wild rose or dog rose bush. We actually have a few of them, and I got the idea that I could make rose petal and elderberry flower wine. So I'm gonna make a third batch here and mix it together. So I'm gonna start picking me some petals. I already made rose petal syrup and dried some rose petals as well to make chapstick later in the season. So I am very much looking forward to seeing how this is gonna taste, because I absolutely love the rose syrup. I have my rose petals and I have another demijohn waiting here. I picked as many as I could, and this doesn't hurt the flower. The bees can still get to the pollen and the nectar, and you will also still get the finished dog rose fruit at the end of the season. This is the rose syrup that I made. I really like the color of it, and I hope that it turns out a little bit the same color, make it maybe a little bit pinkish. So yeah, we'll see. I'll put them in the demijohn, and I have some water boiling with some sugar in it. And yeah, let's go. It is the day before Midsummer's Eve, and here in Sweden it's quite a national holiday, so things are piling up and I need to get this done. Yesterday evening I made a few liters of the elderberry iced tea that we enjoy a lot here, and I'm currently sipping on it right now because it's so warm. We have the AC running, but it's still so warm. I activated the yeast this morning, and we have in it 100 billion yeast cells, so I think that's gonna be sufficient. And I'm gonna filter out the plant material, and then I'm gonna add the elderberry flower juice to each of these, and also just have a pure elderberry flower one here. Then I'm gonna squeeze some of the oranges, and I'm gonna add the juices to the recipes as well. Then I picked some extra dog rose flowers. I'm just gonna turn these into a syrup and add it to the rose wine. Just because I saw that it had a lot more flowers today. They do gradually bloom, so that is why. So I'm gonna get this started, and yeah. Oh, that just smells so good. Oh my god. I don't know if you can tell, but this one is a little bit green and the rose one is of course pink. I think you can see it better here. Such a pretty color. And I'm gonna make it even more pink with the extra rose petals that I collected. I'm gonna make a really thick syrup from these ones and then add it a little bit later. Yeah, I think this is gonna be delicious. Okay, let's see if we can do this without spilling. Oh. Very nice. I do see that some of the little flowers got through up here, so I'm gonna strain it one more time before I put it back in the container. Now I have put the elderberry flower in both of these, and I have 8 liters of pure elderberry flower wine. I have, I would say there is 4 liters of each of the spruce tip infused and the rose infused elderberry flower. And now I'm gonna add my juiced lemon and orange. There we go. I think that should be enough. There we go, I should say that's enough there too. And then I do the rest in this one. Now is the time for the yeast, so I'm gonna give this a little shake before I put it in my little dispatcher here. Okay, let's open this. I don't know if you can hear that. I can definitely smell it. It smells like bread. Okay. Yep. And here is the little holder that you need to crush within it. Okay, so we got our yeast. It is officially time to do this. Just gonna put this has enough for like 9 gallons, so I think we will be fine. Just gonna put a little bit in each. There we go. There we go. Now I just have to put the lids on them and then they're ready to stand and make wine.
Oh, don't stress her. She's trying to be very, very, very scary and act like an adder, but she isn't an adder. we can put her in her bush. So she was in the greenhouse, so we just took her out. We're gonna put her in a bush. Oh yeah, there we go. In the bush. In the bush. They have started to bubble. So you can see the pressure is developing. The rose one took the longest amount of time to start, and it has like a frothy thing going on. It's just bubbles, it's not really scum, so it's not bacteria. It does seem to be yeast. And here's the pine one. This one is bubbling away nicely. This one took the best, the one with the clean elderberry flower in it. I guess it's because this one got the highest amount of yeast. I think I poured the most yeast in this one. Such a lovely sound. And they are all working on it, so I have them in a protective towel just so the sun doesn't get to the yeast cells. So I just have a towel that covers them, and then they stand out here and they will bubble. In a couple of weeks we'll see how they're doing, and maybe we add some more sugar. Maybe we just keep them the way they are. It just depends on how they turn out. So I hope this video gave you a little information about the wines that we are making. And if you're making any wines, don't hesitate to write me about them. I would love to know the recipe. And I hope to invite you in a few weeks for a wine tasting of these 3 wines. I hope that all of them takes. The rose one have finished being so bubbly and frothy, so that is nice. Yeah, so we're off to a good start, and I can't wait to taste how they taste.